From 9 News, this is your news today.
Good morning. Great to have your company this morning. Coming up with this Thursday, thousands of elective surgeries cancelled as Victorian healthcare workers walk off the job. Plus, Warne's kids' heartbreaking admission about losing their dad. And Raccoon rampage. See the mess this drunken bandit made in a bottle shop, poor little buddy.
A few people have been there before. Thanks, DC. Well, Australian teenagers are waking up to a new digital reality this morning as Meta begins locking them out of Facebook and Instagram. Let's go live to Today Federal Politics reporter Liz Daniels. Liz, good morning to you. This is just the beginning.
A taste of what's to come over the course of the next week, Sarah. Meta has moved first. It's carried out age verification checks of hundreds of thousands of its users and identified about 500,000 accounts across Instagram and Facebook that will be shut down from today. Those users have already been notified and they will be able to log back into their accounts after they turn 16. But there is more to come for Australian teenagers. A host of other platforms are included in the government's ban. Snapchat, Reddit and YouTube are among them. The full shutdown, Sarah, will come on Wednesday next week.
Liz, thank you. Up to 1,000 elective surgeries in Victoria are expected to be cancelled today as health workers walk off the job. Thousands of frontline employees from 80 public health services across the state will protest at State Parliament. The government has offered them a 4-year 3% pay deal, which the union says is an insult. Well, Melbourne scientists are developing a world-first nasal spray that could help prevent or even repair the damage caused by Alzheimer's. It uses tiny immune particles that can reach the brain and clear the toxic proteins behind the disease. Researchers say it could be ready for trials within 2 years, offering new hope for patients. That would be remarkable.
Aussie icon Robert Irwin is now Australia's biggest draw card since Paul Hogan, after becoming the new face of an Aussie tourism campaign. Let's go live for today. Queensland reporter Mia Glover. Mia, he is luring tourists to our shores.
Ooh, when you say it like that, DC, absolutely. Yeah, he is. Good morning to you again. This is his Come Say G'day tourism campaign. It was launched back in August and already it's had 374 million views. And an ad agency has done some stats on it, revealing that 83% of people who watch the campaign actually do want to come and spend some time down under. Of course, this is following that massive and successful campaign that Paul Hogan did back in the day with the shrimp on the barbie. Well, they're now saying that it is just as successful as that. Of course, his abs and his hips on the dance floor during the US's Dancing with the Stars show has helped things as well, DC.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't hurt. Thanks, Mia.
No, it doesn't, that's for sure. Well, Brooke and Jackson Warne have shared a heartbreaking insight into how they learned of their father's passing. Brooke opened up on her brother's podcast saying the tragic news came completely out of the blue.
I remember you hung up the phone and you said Dad's had a heart attack. And I remember Mum stood up and I remember I was next to Alex and...
Massive. I said massive heart attack.
Massive heart attack. Dad said a massive heart attack. And he said, unfortunately, the doctors have done everything they could, and that's when we started screaming. But unfortunately, Shane has passed. And then Mum put the phone down. Summer collapsed. I couldn't breathe. Alex went outside.
Horrific news for anyone to hear. Shane Warne died in March 2022 after a heart attack while on holiday in Thailand. Well, Australia is keeping England guessing about the makeup of our lineup for the second Ashes test starting in Brisbane today. Let's go live to Today Queensland reporter Andrew Crothers. Andrew, good morning. What curveball could they throw the Poms?
Good morning, Sarah. Well, Pat Cummins, he could be making a shock return. Adding to that speculation, he was spotted pitch side yesterday alongside Steve Smith as well as the coach and a selector. But as you said, the Aussies, they are keeping England guessing right up until the very end. Something they won't have to guess about, though, is Travis Head. After that explosive first test in Perth with the bat, he has been bumped up to the top of the order. So he's replacing Usman Khawaja. It has also paved the way for Josh Inglis to get a recall. Now, the first 3 days of the test here in Brisbane, they are sold out. We know England hasn't beaten Australia in 39 years. So all eyes are now on the Poms. Can they crack the Brizzy fortress at last? Or will history repeat itself once again? Sarah.
Thank you, Andrea.
The doctor who admitted to distributing ketamine to Friends star Matthew Perry weeks before he died is about to be sentenced. Salvador Plasencia pleaded guilty in July to 4 counts of distribution of the drug, which led to Perry's overdose in October 2023. He will be the first person to be sentenced over the actor's death. The search for MH370 will resume on December 30. Deep-sea operator Ocean Infinity will scour a 15,000 square kilometre area off Western Australia looking for clues on the seabed. The plane went missing almost 12 years ago, en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, with 239 people on board, including 6 Australians. The wife of a man whose grief was depicted in a single photograph that went viral following the Hong Kong apartment complex fires is one of the 30 people still unaccounted for after the blaze. The death toll from last week's inferno has now risen to 159. A 1-year-old is among those confirmed dead. Authorities have arrested 6 people on suspicion of deactivating some fire alarms during maintenance work at the complex. Smashed bottles, collapsed ceilings and alcohol all over the floor. This drunk bandit wasn't your usual human suspect, but in fact a raccoon. The burglar broke into a US bottle shop in Virginia, hitting the bottom shelf where all the scotch and the whiskey were stored.
So funny.
All that to end up passed out, sprawled across the bathroom floor. Yeah, the drunken sight may not be that surprising either. A recent study finding raccoons are adapting to human life.
Oh, yeah.
Now even showing early signs of domestication.
So did it clean up after itself?
I doubt it, Sarah. I doubt it, no.
His partner had to come do that.
No.
What's a hangover like as a raccoon?
Oh,
yeah.
Human raccoons.
There's
How
not enough
bizarre.
berries and nuts in the world to cure it.
Maybe I need to try some leaves or something.
Yeah, got to move on.
Yes.
Yeah, get healthy.
Well, Spotify has revealed its most popular artist of the year, and they've clocked up to close to 20 billion streams.
Yeah, let's go live to Nine's US correspondent and Spotify expert, Reed Butler. Reed, who was it?
Well, surprise, surprise, guys. It wasn't Taylor Swift. Drum roll, please. It was Bad Bunny, the Puerto Rican superstar. He clocked up close to 20 billion streams, as you say, and he will be getting a whole lot more next year because he's the Super Bowl halftime show. Taylor Swift did come in second. In Australia, Taylor Swift was actually the most streamed artist, but in terms of Aussie artists, AC/DC had a big resurgence off the back of the tour. I also found this quite surprising. The most popular Aussie song by an Aussie artist this year was Vance Joy's Riptide. It came out more than 10 years ago, I think. A lot of people say, why don't you move on? I think it is a banger and we should always be listening to it. And speaking of not moving on, guys, this was my Wrapped list this year. You can see Taylor Swift is number 1 there. I think that is a combined 36 hours listening time, and I think we call that tragic.
No, devoted.
Yes.
Call it devoted and fandom.
Devoted, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely, Reed. All right, thanks, mate. Let's have a look at the weather now right across the country, and those 2 high-pressure systems keeping the weather across Australia pretty stable today.
Fine for Brisbane, Sydney and Canberra. A cool change later on for Melbourne and partly cloudy conditions for Adelaide.